More reactions this evening from two commentators about the proposed legislative changes around legal and illegal firearms and ammunition in Jamaica. Dwayne Anderson has this report.
Security consultant Robert Finzi-Smith says the proposed mandatory minimum 15 years for persons convicted of illegal possession of a firearm is too lenient, considering the damage gun crimes cause families. In an interview with our news center on Saturday, Mr. Finzi-Smith also expressed concern that some gunmen would still be in the prime of their youth after becoming eligible for parole. He believes that some could therefore still return to a life of crime.
The average gunman these days is between 15, 16, 17. So start at the baseline. At 15, after getting 15 years, when he re-emerges into society, he'll be 30 years old. Still young enough and old enough now to create problems. If you're going to lock up somebody, lock them up.
Mr. Finzi-Smith reasoned that persons convicted of illegal possession of a firearm should serve at least 25 years in prison before becoming eligible for parole.
And 25 years based on certain behavioral pattern and analysis as to whether or not they have reached a state of rehabilitation. Other than that, the rest of their natural life. We have enough land. They're arguing about the cockpit country. Beg a piece of the cockpit country to build the prison. One way in, one way out. And they grow their own food. If they don't, they starve. No visitors. No access to television or radio. You remove them from society fully because they have committed crimes that indicates they don't want to be part of society. So failing their removal totally by virtue of hanging or other things, they become the living dead.
On Thursday, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang tabled the Firearms Prohibition and Regulations Act proposing the changes. Previously, there was no minimum sentence for firearm possession, which means judges had to use their discretion consistent with the sentencing guidelines. The proposed legislative changes would also impact the operations of the Firearms Licensing Authority (FLA). The operations of the FLA are of particular concern to political commentator Clyde Williams.
My significant concern is the operations of the licensing authority insofar as granting licenses. Now, some years ago, you recall the whole of the scandal that rocked that organization. The honest law-abiding citizens in Jamaica have to go through too many hoops to get a gun license. Honest law-abiding citizens in Jamaica. That needs to change.
Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.